Hey, everybody, it's Congressman Jamie Raskin sending my warmest greetings to everybody out in Maryland's beautiful 8th Congressional District and all of our friends across the state of Maryland and across the country. It's my favorite time of the week, Local Hero, when we get to recognize the people that make life so amazing here in Maryland's beautiful 8th District. And it seems long overdue that we finally get to recognize my friends Seth Goldman and Julie Farkas, who were just recognized as the Philanthropists of the Year in the greater Washington area. And this is a great opportunity to salute them for all of the amazing things they're involved in our community. So I want to launch in quickly because these guys are very busy. They do a lot of stuff. And so we got a lot to talk about. Seth is the co-founder of Eat the Change, which is a planet-friendly snack brand. You may remember he also started Honest Tea. He's the chair of the board of Beyond Meat, and he co-founded Plant Burger, my favorite restaurant right down in the heart of Silver Spring at the Whole Foods. And he has been widely praised around the country for his entrepreneurial success and the social impact of the work that he's done. He launched Eat the Change Impact, which is donating $1.25 million over 3 years into different not-for-profit groups. Seth and Julie were also just recognized by Montgomery College for putting more than $1 million into scholarship aid for young people going to Montgomery College and then on to the universities at Shady Grove. Julie is co-founder and social impact director at Plant Burger, a chain of restaurants that features the aforementioned great Beyond Burgers and all the shakes and the fries and everything. She's also been super involved in working on employment programs for homeless people and also getting young people socially connected with all of the great enterprises and businesses in Montgomery County and in our area. She's done remarkable work getting really hundreds of young people into their first jobs, propelling them to a life of success. She has spearheaded a tree planting initiative in Montgomery County, which has ground hundreds of tree stumps and planted more than 300 trees, and is currently working on a project that I wanted to tell you about relating to Silver Spring's own Rachel Carson called Spring Song. So that just gives you a slight taste of the extraordinary work Seth and Julie are involved in. I want to start by congratulating both of you guys on being our local hero this week.
Thank you, Jamie. And you're our local hero, so we're so delighted and honored to be part of this.
Well, it's a great moment for me to get to shed some light on all the cool stuff you guys are doing, because you don't you definitely publicize the burgers, but you don't publicize everything you're doing in the community. So I want people to know about it. Wait, why don't we start by talking about Montgomery College, what you guys have done there recently. I saw a big spread on this in the Montgomery College Alumni Magazine recently. And talk about how that relates to all the work, Julie, that you've been doing in terms of getting the internships and apprenticeships going.
Yeah, well, I worked for more than 8 years at an amazing organization that started in Washington, D.C., and I was very, very honored to help expand it to Montgomery County, as well as my original community where I grew up, Alexandria, Virginia. But it's become a national organization, and I saw how powerful. It's an organization that focuses on first generation to college kids who are generally from low income backgrounds, and focuses on getting them paid professional internships and then transitioning them to next steps in college. And I just saw how transformative that program was after being there 8.5 years. And after I left Urban Alliance, the passion was still with me, and we were really excited to create opportunities after working in Montgomery County with young people, create scholarship opportunities. And we feel so lucky that we have phenomenal institutions like Montgomery College and universities at Shady Grove, where we can help young people through a 4-year scholarship program that will help them. They'll all graduate from their 20 students. They'll graduate from college debt-free. And in addition to the academic piece, we're working with all the young people, as is Montgomery College and universities at Shady Grove, on the career piece, so that the young people can have internships every year and explore different opportunities, so that when they graduate, they'll be able to step into and have built their social networks and step into full-time employment that will be rewarding and support independent living.
That's so awesome. Well, Seth, why don't you say a word about that too? Because I know you've been profoundly devoted to young people as well and nurturing opportunities for people. Tell us how this fits into your life's work also.
Sure. Well, there's a great saying that talent and potential are everywhere, but opportunity is not. And so how do we connect the dots, especially in, Montgomery County? There's so many talented people with great ambitions that want to do things, and we just have to help them connect the dots to connect. So we've hosted our scholarship students at the Chamber of Commerce dinner and invited them to other events where they just start to, interact with business leaders and see what that looks like. Because if you can't see it, you can't be it, and just helps expand the scope of their thinking about what is possible.
That's terrific. Well, there's another project I wanted to ask you about, which relates to community gardens in Montgomery County, which is part of your Eat the Change, like philanthropic work. Tell me about that, and what the idea is behind it.
Seth, you want to talk about the grants program?
Sure. Well, the whole core values of Eat the Change are all around making planet-friendly food more accessible. We say democratizing it. And so we wanted to do that, obviously, in the marketplace with the products we sell, but we also wanted to support nonprofit organizations, literally grassroots in this case, grassroots organizations that are helping to connect people to planet-friendly diets. And so that, is as close to home as Silver Spring, the Charles Coiner Farm, which is a wonderful community garden that was donated by a local citizen and has been cultivated and supported by the community around it. And how do we help introduce people to foods they may not normally think of as can be part of their diet, and then help educate them about recipes and preparation to integrate these into a healthier approach to their food.
And you've connected specifically with a lot of African immigrant communities in the promotion of this produce. Is that right, Julie?
Well, we support a great little organization called AfriThrive, which is two African husband and wife team from Kenya, and they're growing specifically foods that Africans eat on the continent, vegetables, and they're growing them here in Montgomery County and distributing them to hundreds of people every week. And so that's so that people that our immigrant communities don't get disconnected from the foods that they ate in their country of origin, which are often healthier than the foods that are much more processed that they buy here. And so it's been wonderful to support that work.
All right, good. Well, will you tell us a bit about the Spring Song project relating to the great Rachel Carson?
Yeah, this is a project that I heard about 6 months ago, and I was so excited to hear about it. It's a woman, Rebecca Henson, who's been working on this for the past year and a half and has been working with Montgomery County Parks. And we currently have a proposal in there and a potential site at East Burnt Mills Special Park. It's a building that's Parks owned, and it has been vacant for 60 years. And so we would love to turn that into an amazing community resource and museum that celebrates Rachel Carson and the wonder that she saw in nature and animals and everything around us, and to connect people more to that and to the environment around us, and also to tell the story of the land there at Burnt Mills and the history of the Anacostan tribe that was there. We've talked to, and as well as some of the Black homesteads that were very close to this area. And so we want to inspire a sense of wonder. That's what so much Rachel Carson is known for, Silent Spring, but her writing prior to that is really about connecting, decentering human life in some ways, and connecting us all to the greater environment around us. And so we're really excited to partner with Parks. And we, as I said, we have a proposal in there, and hopefully we'll get a long-term lease and get started on that museum, and to create just an absolute world-class museum in Silver Spring, but also in a place that the community can gather there in East Burnt Mills.
Well, and also inspires women and to pursue young girls to think about science as a career and understand the impact they can have.
It's an amazing project. I'm so excited about that for all the reasons you say. It's going to be a great testament to Rachel Carson and her founding role in the American environmental movement, the global environmental movement, and right here in Silver Spring in Montgomery County, but have all of these other great historical and
Yeah, so thanks for that question. No, I think of both Julie and I as activists, and she chose the nonprofit sector for her activism, and I lean more into the for-profit sector. And just to give you an example, if I had wanted to remove, let's say, 1 billion calories from the American diet, I could have tried to do leafleting and education campaigns, and that's one approach, and there's certainly a role for that. But what we did at Honest Tea is, we developed a product like Honest Kids, a much lower calorie kids drink, and we sold that to Coca-Cola, that sold it into McDonald's. And that drink, Honest Kids, is 35 calories. It replaced an 80-calorie drink at McDonald's. That's 45 calorie difference. We sold over 200 million units, which means we were able to just remove over 1 billion calories just by putting Honest Kids in McDonald's. So you can think about goals, and there are for-profit, the private sector, there are marketplace ways to address them. And we're certainly trying to do that again with Eat the Change and help people understand that their diets are their single biggest environmental footprint, biggest impact. And if we can help everybody move towards a more planet-friendly diet, then we are climate activists, and they can be climate activists as well.
You're doing the same thing, by the way, with Justice Tea, or Just
Yes,
Iced
exactly.
Tea.
Just Iced Tea has just hit the market. We're so excited, that once again, Bethesda and Montgomery County is the home market for this brand, and we seek to reclaim Bethesda's prior role as the world capital of organic bottled tea.
Well, look, you guys, we are greatly proud of your business success. We're extraordinarily proud of your success as social entrepreneurs and activists and altruists and philanthropists. So thank you for everything you do in our community, for our community, through our community. You are our local heroes, and I hope everybody will blow up your inboxes with emails congratulating you this week.
Thank you, Jamie.
Thanks so much, Jamie.